Good Monday, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecast Robert Smith on this little slippery Monday morning for your commute on the 12th of January 2015. And one thing that we notice is here that most of the temperatures are at or above freezing, especially everywhere just south of Interstate 80 here. Anywhere north of Interstate 80 and the other interstates here into New York and interior Connecticut, that's where the problems are this morning with the precipitation that's spotty across the region, producing some icing across the region as well. Just check New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut's 511. There are obviously delays ongoing this morning, the normal delays, and then you add the weather to it. But didn't really, and I saw a few incidences too, but I didn't see really too much weather-related incidences. Most of these is just traffic at the time. Not to make the weather inconsequential this morning, any of the precipitation that is falling from the sky to the ground where temperatures are at or below freezing this morning on the colder ground is causing some additional icing. Uh, Other than that, we have cloudy skies and light rain around the region. Light rain at Newark, 34. Light rain at LaGuardia, 36. Central Park is cloudy and 36 this hour. Light rain at Teterboro and 34. Up the out on Long Island, just cloudy right now. Temperatures are all between 37 and 39. Hudson Valley, we have some light rain at Newburgh, some freezing rain at Montgomery, flurries at Poughkeepsie, and some light snow at Albany. Temperatures are generally running from around 30 to 33 degrees. In New Jersey, cloudy or light rain, mixed precipitation in Sussex County this hour. Light rain at Teterboro and Newark. Temperatures anywhere from around 31 degrees, where it's mixed precipitation in Sussex, up to about 34 degrees in Newark, and 36 in Toms River and Belmar this hour as well. Philadelphia this hour has light rain and 34. Allentown, light rain 33. And Scranton is cloudy and 30. Hopefully all of that came out. I've noticed that there could be some microphone issues again this morning. We have a very colorful map here, and most of these in the whites here, these are winter weather advisories until 1 o'clock. Some areas have them up to 4 o'clock. Up the Hudson River Valley, New York City has them till around 1 o'clock proper. And this is basically for a wintry mix of sleet, freezing rain, and then plain rain today. Precipitation may change back briefly to snow and sleet during this evening after the cold frontal passage. Accumulations of snow generally less than an inch, along with about a tenth of an inch of ice across the region. Freezing rain possible in some areas into Monday morning's commute. Well, that's been ongoing this morning too, so we're seeing that. And basically on the coastal waters, we have small craft advisories for northwardly winds at 15 to 20 knots late tonight through tomorrow. Gust up to 30 knots and seas building to 3 to 5 feet. So these small craft advisories are in effect from 1 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Tuesday. These are not for today. And for tomorrow on Long Island Sound, again, these are from 1 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Tuesday for northwest winds at 10 to 20 knots, gust up to 30 knots, and seas 3 to 5 feet. For the aviational weather deck today, we have MVFR conditions deteriorating to IFR as the precipitation and associated clouds continue to move in from the west, and there should be a break in the action for our southern areas later this morning into early afternoon before the front arrives and conditions deteriorate once again. In terms of precipitation type, expect some freezing rain and sleet early at Trenton, North Philadelphia, Philadelphia, and Wilmington. That's already switched over to rain in some of those areas, then changing over to rain as it's doing so now. Freezing rain with some sleet is expected to occur longer at Reading and Allentown, changing to rain near midday. Mostly all rain expected at Millville and Atlantic City, which it's ongoing now, and the winds look to be mostly light and variable with the potential for some south to southeast direction, then shifting light to the northwest in the afternoon as the front comes through. Any leftover rain tonight and MVFR conditions will improve to VFR as the rain ends and the winds turn north and become gusty at 15 to 20 knots. Chance of rain ends with mixed or sleet or snow for an hour or so at the end. And right now, Tuesday, generally VFR. Wednesday and Thursday, VFR conditions should continue. There is a small chance of MVFR ceilings and winter precipitation, especially east of the Delaware River, including Millville and Atlantic City, as a wave develops offshore and then moves further out over the Atlantic. Friday, VFR conditions expected. Right now, outside of Newark, we are in MVFR. We do have 34 degrees, dew point 27, humidity 75%. The wind is southwest at 8, visibility 9 miles and light rain. And right now we're expecting the light rain to continue, and then rain snow late tonight as the front comes through, and then clearing skies during tomorrow with some gusty northwesterly winds. Right now at Philadelphia, also in MVFR, 33, dew point to 30, humidity 88%. The wind is out of the southwest at about 7, visibility 4 miles, light rain and fog. And again, today, light rain and light snow later, and then basically just all rain, and then clearing skies with gusty wind after midnight tonight. Visible paths of the satellite this morning shows lots of clouds around the region, no doubt about that. Precipitation underneath it. Strong lifting here across the Delmarva into the southern mid-Atlantic region. This will all be lifting to the north and east during the next couple of hours into the afternoon. You can see the radar mosaic here where it's been spotty just to the north and southwest. It's beginning to fill in now across southeastern Pennsylvania, all through the Delmarva and the Carolinas, and this will be moving up in our direction during today, making today a pretty wet day, but not necessarily that much of an icy situation from mid to late day on. Morning surface chart from weatherroanoke.com. A digital atmosphere software shows our coastal front here across and offshore the southern mid-Atlantic down to the southeastern states here, and this is inducing an area of low pressure, and that area of low pressure is a thermal gradient here, and this is all increasing the onshore flow and the precipitation across this region, which will be heading up in our direction. It's been a little spotty and light this morning across interior sections of New Jersey, and some areas have a break in the action right now, but that's going to change through the day. Then this cold front here will combine with this frontal boundary here, and the whole thing will shift to the east coast by tonight. Certainly more cold Arctic air is on the way. We can see the tight packing of the isotherms here at the 850 millibar level, and notice how it's all above freezing at 850 millibars here at 5,000 feet down to the surface, basically throughout most of the New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia metropolitan area. The exceptions would be interior Connecticut and portions of the lower and central Hudson River Valley area out into extreme northern and then central and southwestern Pennsylvania this morning. And the current meso analysis this morning, any snow that's falling is well removed to the north and well to the west. The letters here in number 2, or the numerics in number 2, mean some freezing rain, and 0 here, this is just all rain. Meso analysis, 850 millibar potential where the precipitation and moisture transport is right now, right across the Delmarva and then offshore. It doesn't mean it's not going to rain here, it just means that the highest precipitable water level values remain to the south and east. So we're expecting most of the precipitation to be over the region during today, but we're expecting most of this to remain on the lighter side. Latest morning run of the HRR model as of 10Z this morning, high resolution rapid refresh shows that little bit of freezing precipitation well to the north and west, and mostly rain moving in for the mid to late morning hours into the afternoon hours, and it will continue into the evening hours, and it may change back to a little spotty light rain or freezing rain or snow as a cold front comes through and the cold Arctic air builds back into the region. NAM-WRF composite reflectivity forecast from Penn State's Ewald site. Here comes the rain, and most of the heaviest across the Delmarva, scooting across southern New Jersey, and then out over south and east of Long Island and the city out into the ocean. And then we get into a little second wave here as the front passes. Could be a little bit of wintry precipitation exiting the region late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Don't be surprised if there's a few snowflakes out there late tonight, early tomorrow morning. And then we get a break in the action with clearing skies across the region during the early morning hours. Then we still have that front which is stalled up along the mid-Atlantic coast, and a wave of low pressure then moves along it. This could produce some clouds across central and southeastern portions of the area, a little bit more clearing, especially over the interior, and very little, if any, precipitation. And that would be for your Wednesday afternoon. But it's going to be cold tomorrow. NAM-WRF 4-kilometer temperatures from Penn State's Ewald site. Temperatures today in the 30s and lower 40s right along the coast. Could be a little bit warmer on the HRR than it is on the NAM. And then after the front passes through, we get back into the upper 20s and low to mid 30s across the region after midnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. Then we continually sink down through the 20s across the region. The rest of tomorrow morning, drier conditions across most of the region. A few more clouds across the southeast. Temperatures anywhere from the upper teens and lower 20s over the north, and mid to upper 20s to lower 30s south and east portions towards the Delmarva. As we move through Tuesday afternoon, basically running generally in the 20s for most regions, some upper teens across the interior reaches. And then we get down into the burr cold again early on Wednesday morning, just after midnight. Temperatures back into the teens, perhaps even a few single digits, and the winds will be howling too, so that could mean some wind chill values in the single digits to near zero as well. But this will not be as cold as the cold snap that we just went through a couple of days ago. And temperatures on Wednesday afternoon will not be too warm either. They'll remain in the low to the mid 20s across the region, which is below average. GFS precipitation type and rate from tropicaltidbits.com did a good job this morning with the rain and sleet across the region. It may exit tonight as a little light snow flurry activity as the cold front comes through, and then it just drops off the coast. Now there's a high pressure ridge building in over the top here across New York and southeastern Canada into the New England states with a north to northeast wind. Cold air advection dragging down and damping down into the northern mid-Atlantic region. There goes another wave of low pressure along the southern mid-Atlantic, actually the southeastern states, and out into the ocean it goes. Another cold front passes through to the north, but we remain with high pressure and chilly air in place. A very cold air mass, but not too much precipitation going forward. Another wave moves off the coast, and by the time we get to this weekend, it looks like high and dry with high pressure cold air and seasonably cold air for this time of the year for January. Another low moves with a cold front through southeastern Canada, south of Hudson's Bay. Really keeps everything removed from the northern and southern branches here, remaining a very fast flow here. High pressure ridges building over the top and then into the forecast region. Basically, we're not looking for any major storms here. If we went past 3 or 4 days, model guidance just goes awry. And here we are at the 204 hour at 18Z in the middle of the afternoon on Tuesday, January 20th. High pressure is now retreating once again, like it's been doing all of this time instead of locking in. So we have an area of low pressure across the southern Great Lakes and another area developing across the Carolinas here. And if this holds true, it means that we may start off with a light amount of frozen precipitation on a Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday morning, the 21st. And then here we go back to rain again as the warm sector continues. We continue in a warm sector, an active pattern, but actually pretty much winter benign. And if we went out to 300 hours, and this is just for folly and play here, high pressure once again dammed over the Appalachian Mountains here. Here's a low pressure center in the Tennessee River Valley. And then the warm air advection over the cold dome that's still at the surface produces sleet, snow far removed again into the Hudson River Valley, and then all the way back out into the west into Ohio. And then we wind up with rain once again. So if people are looking for an active winter pattern, this one is certainly not doing exactly what we had thought it would be. And the Pacific Jet is way too active. So for everything live, it's Garden State Weather and gardenstateweather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You make it a good Monday. Be careful out there, and we'll talk to you again on Tuesday morning.